Hello, my name is Gwendolyn Brooke Estep, and the 8 hours of service learning that I completed this semester are a little out of the ordinary. Instead of having just one person to sign off on the activities that I participated in, I had a total of 3. To start off, I will explain the first 3 hours that I completed at Harold Whitaker Middle School that were completely normal. On February 22, 2012, I volunteered to help with a program called Big Smiles Dental Program. I arrived at Harold Whitaker Middle School around 8:10 a.m. and I left around 11:15 a.m. During the 3 hours at the school, I assisted the Youth Service Center Coordinator, Jill Ward, in various tasks. The Big Smiles Dental Program had a total of 2 dentists that came to the school to clean the teeth of children in which were approved for the cleaning. Mrs. Ward informed me that most of the children approved are those who cannot afford to have their teeth cleaned outside of school. The dentists set up their dental equipment within Mrs. Ward's room. During my service learning hours, I assisted both Mrs. Ward and the Big Smiles Dental Program by looking up and retrieving students from their classes. Mrs. Ward signed me into her Infinite Campus account, and I would look up the students who were to be cleaned next. Once I found their names, I looked up their class schedule so that I would know exactly what class that they were in during this time. Once the dentists were ready for a new student, I would go to the classrooms and retrieve the students. The conversations that I shared with these students as I escorted them back to Mrs. Ward's room were priceless. Just from the short conversations that I shared with them, I learned and observed so much. Between each student that I retrieved, I took notice to their physical appearance and how it varied between each, such as their tallness and etc. I also noticed some of the awkward movements that they exhibited. And when it comes to the conversations that I shared with the students, I could tell that they were trying to be independent and mature, but at the same time, they exhibited some forms of childish behavioral patterns. After completing my service learning hours this day, I had plans to come back in March to participate in an annual HOS program. However, this day would never come. On March 2, 2012, my small community of Sayersville would be turned upside down. A powerful EF3 tornado tore through my town and, needless to say, destroyed everything in its path, including our own Harold Whitaker Middle School. Luckily, my home was spared, and I immediately turned my attention to the helping of others in my community. For several days after the tornado, I spent well over the required 8 hours at my local church, the Sayersville First Baptist Church. During my time here, I helped prepare food for tornado victims, deliver food to their homes, unload donation trucks, organize donated items, and etc. Some of the tornado victims that I came into contact with have forever changed my life. One family of 6 came in and had nowhere to go, and they hadn't eaten in days. I prepared food for them, and I tried my best to encourage them and give them an uplifting message. I and some other members of my church family also assisted these people by finding a shelter that they could stay in. I have come to appreciate life more and to cherish the people around me. You never know when everything can be taken away from you. I am forever grateful that no one was killed in this natural disaster. For a couple of days after the tornado, while I was still volunteering at the church, I helped my boss clean up and salvage what little was left of her store. I had worked at our local Subway since I was a freshman in high school, and this place really meant a lot to me. I helped Ginger Oni for a couple of hours each day. She is planning to build back, so I mainly helped her dig through the debris and try to find items that were salvageable that she may be able to use again one day when she plans to build back. I also helped by pulling electrical wiring out of what was left of the building's walls, for people were sadly stealing copper wiring and selling it. Helping salvage through what was left of our little Subway was tough, but bittersweet at the same time. I shared so many good memories with Ginger and my co-workers here. I know my service learning hours were a little out of the ordinary, but the experiences that I had these past few weeks, I would not trade for the world.